One of the important skill sets you'll want to pick up to more successfully and comfortably operate your embroidery machine is to be able to tie on a new cone of thread. You'll need this to be able to replace cones of thread as they run out, and also as your work requires you to change colors on your machine from time to time. In this example, we'll replace this yellow cone of thread with this red cone of thread. Make sure first of all that you leave a nice long tail of thread of the existing color to give you plenty of freedom to tie on the next one. Make a nice clean cut, remove the old cone, put the new cone in place, pull out a nice long tail of the new color, and cut them to the same length. To join these two in a way that they will pull all the way through the sewing head, even through the eye of the needle, is to tie a successful square knot. To tie a square knot, cross the end of one of the threads over the other. In this case, we'll cross the left over the right, and we'll wrap it around the yellow, just like you're starting to tie a shoelace knot. Then take the ends and do the opposite. Cross them over again, except where we started with the left over the right. Now we'll put the right over the left. And again, wrap it around once, just like you're tying a shoelace knot. And when you have them wrapped around, grab all four ends and pull them tight. To make it a secure knot, pull all four leads several times to ensure that it's nice and tight and firmly seated. And then test it by pulling on opposite sides to make sure your knot is nice and secure. And now it's ready to pull through the sewing head. Once you've tied the knot, go ahead and start pulling the thread downwards from the needle. Pull downwards or slightly away from you towards the machine. As you pull, glance at the cone to make sure that the thread is coming up. Follow the knot with your eyes from the upper guide to the tension discs to the thread brake sensor wheel to the lower guide. If the thread gets stuck at any point, for example, here at the lower guide, don't continue to pull and force it, but stop and pull the thread upwards and then re-pull it down through that spot. You can usually unjam it and continue going. If the thread gets caught in the tensioner assembly, like here, you can lift up on the tensioner and release that tension and allow it to flow through. As you continue to pull downwards, when the knot reaches the clip system here on the HCU, if it gets stuck, you can use the small tab at the bottom of the clip for that needle, pull it outwards and swivel it downwards to get it out of the way. Now the knot can get past that, and then you can re-engage the clip by putting it back in place. Once at the needle itself, if it gets stuck here, you can pull away and then make sure that you're pulling backwards so that the needle's coming in from the front and out the back. With a properly tied knot, it should make it nice and cleanly through the eye of the needle. Once you pull the thread through, bring the end up into the thread holding spring and cut it as short as you reasonably can. And now the thread is properly installed on the needle position.